Is outdated Instagram content cluttering your profile? Is your business ready to update your profile to match your current branding and strategy? In this video, I'll discuss the difference between archiving and deleting your posts, how to archive or unarchive Instagram posts and stories, and at the end of the video, I'll share an amazing feature that most people don't know about. It's a great tool for curating and consolidating your profile's content. Should you delete old posts? Usually, no. When you delete a post, you lose all of that post data. Important data we showed you how to analyze in another video linked in the description below. Once deleted, you don't get it back. In other words, there is no way to restore that post or those metrics. 99% of the time, I recommend you archive your posts. This makes them no longer publicly visible, but you retain your data. In other words, that post still contributes to your overall account performance, and you can still go in and see that individual post performance for all the different engagement metrics. So to archive a post from your profile, select that post. Then in the upper right corner of that post, you will see the three-dot button. You're gonna tap on that button, and from the options on the tray that opened up, you can choose archive. Once you click archive, boom, it is archived. That's all you have to do. There's no verifying yes or no. Archiving allows you to restore that post in the future if you choose to do so. You're going to go to your Instagram profile and tap on the three-line button in the upper right corner. You're going to choose the archive option. This will most likely default to the stories archive, but up top you will be able to click where it says stories archive and actually select post archive. There you will see any post that you have archived over the years. Now to actually restore it, simply tap on that image in the upper right corner, click on that three-dot button, and you will have the option to show on profile. Tap on that and it's back on your profile just like it was before. You will notice that in any posts in your archive, you can tap on the view insight button and see how that post had performed with all of the data and metrics previously accumulated, but the promote option is no longer there. If you restore that post, then the promote feature would be re-enabled. What are some of the things you might want to archive? Well, old contests or giveaway posts that have expired and are no longer active. You may want to archive employee content or profiles for those employees who no longer work at your company. Or you may have outdated product or info posts, maybe from a seasonal campaign. All of these are great candidates for archiving because you still want that data, but you don't want your audience to see that. What about those older posts that don't fall into these categories? I always tell my clients, even if they are off brand for where you are right now, it's a part of your story and your brand journey. If you haven't posted in a while or are making a dramatic pivot in your business, instead of bulk archiving and starting fresh, consider making a transition post. This could be something like, hey, we're back, or we're growing in a different direction, or the future for our company is. Take the time to create some transitional campaign content and that explains the transition from where you were to where you are. These often get a ton of engagement and humanize your brand. Before I get into my favorite new feature to help you consolidate and organize your Instagram content, I want to address the grid or tiled look that we often hear about. The culture of Instagram has really moved away from that perfectly organized and patterned feed, which should be a relief for everyone. Your grid or profile feed is only seen when visitors view your profile. Once they're following you, they're going to see your content in the feed in whatever construct and organization the algorithm sorts it to them. They won't see it in that grid pattern format. Ultimately, we want you to prioritize your audience and their experience over a format or content flow. Create a post because it is worth sharing, because it's of value, not just because it fits into your grid. This leaves room for spontaneous content or relevant news that's happening in real time. All right, I know I have been teasing it throughout the video. It's time for the bonus. Instagram guides. Oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite aspects of Instagram right now. Essentially, guides are the feed equivalent of story highlights or Highlights for the feed posts. Guides allow you to group together your own content and even content you've bookmarked from other accounts and put it into one singular resource on your profile. If someone has guides on their profile, you will see it as a little newspaper icon that appears in that banner right above the feed. That tab will only appear if they have created a guide. If it's not there, they haven't created guides. There's 2 quick and easy ways to get to a new guide. First, you can go to your profile on Instagram, and in the very top corner where it's the plus sign to create new content, you should see the option to create a new guide. If that option's not there, that's okay. Just go to anybody's profile who does have a guide, click on the guide button, and scroll all the way down to the bottom of the guide list, and you will see an option to create your own guide. So why would you want to use these guides? They allow you to guide your followers through your content. Instead of scrolling through your feed, you can curate and organize content around certain topics. You could use these to highlight a certain product or have a different guide for each of your products. You could highlight case studies or educate your followers about a certain topic in the industry that you serve. You could also have one for testimonials or to introduce your team. Now, a quick pro tip when it comes to Instagram guides, because these are so new and a lot of users aren't really familiar with them, you are going to need to instruct your audience on how to access them. If you create a guide, then you're going to want to create a feed post and probably even some story posts to tell people, hey, the guide is over here, and tell them to go to your profile and click on the newspaper icon so that they can go view that guide. Now that your feed is cleaned up and leveled up, it is time to create the content that you know will be of value to your audience. So click here to watch our playlist with in-depth videos about Instagram insights, engagement strategies, and more tips for organic growth. Or here is another video that you might like.